Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I must admit, one of the hardest things when starting my YouTube channel was the setup. Where was I gonna put the camera or the light or everything else like that? It was just so hard. I had no idea what I wanted to do or where I wanted to put things at, and it was just so complicated. I almost gave up just for that reason. But I told myself that I wasn't gonna give up and I was going to give this a try. But enough of that. Let's get to today's topic, which is what is the introvert lifestyle? How to find balance as an introvert in 2024. This is an interesting topic that is very dear to my heart because I am an introvert and I notice it and see it every day more and more and more, especially as I get older. I definitely see it more, and I'm sorry for the noises outside. My neighbors are, I don't know, just driving like crazy nowadays, so I apologize for that. But back to the topic. I've always considered myself an introvert. I really didn't know how to identify myself when I was growing up, and I really didn't have many friends like my other classmates and things like that, and I was always so shy and always so like, it's not even about being shy for me anyway. It was more about just not caring to have so many friends, or not caring to not get invited to a party or an event or whatever the people were doing. When I was younger, it didn't bother me. Like, for me, just being at home with a book and just being cozy at home and feeling safe, for me that was more important than going out. And I've always been this way. As I get older, obviously it becomes more of a factor where I just want to stay at home and not really go out as much. But it even worked when I was younger too, like in my teens. Like, I've never been one to really care about going to clubs and bars and dancing and hopping around and partying and things like that. I was never into any of that stuff. So it didn't surprise me when I go places and just wanna go back out. Like today, for example, I went to the store. I had a really bad experience. People are just so rude nowadays. They don't want to do their job. They act like you're a burden because you're there trying to shop or trying to buy something. I was waiting in line for like 20 minutes and they knew that I was waiting there to pick up an order. They didn't even care. And I said something. I was like, excuse me, I need my order. I've been waiting here for 20 minutes. And the person is just not act like I'm not here. And just things like that make me want to just stay home more. And this is why I just shop online most of the time and have things delivered when I can. Of course, it's not every time I can have things delivered. I mean, it does get pricey, but when I can, I do just have things delivered because the customer service nowadays is just not the best, at least where I'm from and where I'm at. I don't know about other places. I can't speak for everyone, and other states or other countries or whatever. I cannot speak for them. I'm speaking for where I am right now and where I'm living currently, which brings me to a very important topic that I would like to discuss. And this has nothing to do with today's video, but as an introvert, and this is another video that I want to create, as an introvert, where do you fit in, right? Like, there's a lot of us out there, a lot of us, like people that don't even sometimes identify as them. Sometimes they don't even know if they are. But there is, and I think there's more introverts than extroverts, to be honest. But I am fully aware that I am an introvert, and there's nothing wrong with being one. And I know a lot of people probably see that as a not a very good thing, because introverts are known to being quiet, antisocial, not friendly, stick to themselves sort of people. But we're not. We're so much more than that. And just because we prefer solitude and sometimes small circles doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us. So here I took some notes that I took myself on why introverts, or why being an introvert is a superpower and not a limitation like most of us think that it is, because we see it as a downfall, like, oh, next to our extroverts counterparts, we don't get invited to events, people talk about us, people don't want to be around us because we're not fun, all these things. And I am going to share with you that it's not totally wrong being an introvert. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And just because you're an introvert doesn't mean that you have to be held back in life. So this is the part of this video that I am most excited to share with you guys, and I hope that you take something from it. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a large crowd or a social gathering of some sort? Or have you felt drained even with much interaction with people, with just a lot of people? Have you ever gone through any of those emotions where you are somewhere and you're there with friends and coworkers or whatever, but you still feel like you don't want to be there? So in a world where being an extrovert is top priority, say extroverts get invited to more social gatherings, extroverts get invited to parties, extroverts get invited to gatherings, and introverts don't. In a world where society favors extroverts, especially if you're in social media or if you work in a field where you have to be around people no matter what, how do you combat those feelings of you don't want to go or you don't want to be there, or if you are there you want to leave fast and things like that? How do you combat that? So today I'm going to give you 3 introverts that I had no idea were introverts that have achieved great things in their life and have been extremely successful with their careers. So, and this is to show you that being an introvert is not a limitation. You could still achieve great things and do great things just by being an introvert. What I'm trying to say is that it shouldn't stop you from thriving in life. I also want you to keep in mind that being an introvert is not something that is diagnosed. I believe it's something that you identify yourself as. And I am a self-proclaimed introvert, but did you know that J.K. Rowling, the creator of the Harry Potter universe, is also a self-proclaimed introvert? She rather finds happiness in the world of writing. And if you're a writer, I'm a songwriter, but I believe we're all the same. So if you're a writer and you're writing something, whether it's a book, a song, or a script, screenplay, or script, whatever, you know that writing could be very alone, like very solitude. It's a solitude work, especially if you're working by yourself. You need to be alone to have your creativity shine through, to get that inspiration to write. And it's very time consuming as well, because you're sitting there and you're thinking of ideas unless you have a plan set out for what you're going to create or what you're going to do. I think every creative person in the world, some identifies as an introvert either in one way or another, because us creatives, we have to sometimes just be by ourselves to find that inspiration and to focus entirely on our craft, on whatever it is we are creating. So I just found out that she is a self-proclaimed introvert. I didn't know that, because based on how her entire world changed and how she had to go to all these events and be surrounded by so many people, and and just kind of probably took a back seat once everything died down a little bit. She was probably like, this is just my opinion, she probably felt really exhausted, and when everything was done and over with, she probably felt very tranquil and at peace and things like that. So I don't know, maybe she felt that way, maybe she didn't. I don't know. This is just my personal opinion. I know that if I was in a tour traveling the entire world for like months and months to end, and then I was surrounded by so many people, I would definitely after everything was done, I would definitely go home and just not want to see anybody for like a whole month, and probably just stay home and have food delivered, groceries delivered, and everything else. But that's just me. Another person you might not have known is an introvert or a self-proclaimed introvert is Bill Gates. And I'm sure everyone knows who Bill Gates is. He is the founder of Microsoft, which is a powerful internet search thing. We have computers, they have the internet, and all these things in tech. And he's very quiet. He really doesn't give a lot of interviews. And you could kind of tell who introverts are, because they're very quiet and they're very reserved. I'm a very reserved person. I've been told by people that know me and people that get to know me, and with time or whatever, you're very reserved. That's one of the things that I hear the most. It's not that I'm quiet, it's not that I'm shy, I don't get those, I get you're very reserved, and there is a difference between being quiet, shy, and reserved, okay? So, I believe that being an introvert doesn't mean that you're entirely quiet or shy, or you just don't want to be around people at all. It just means that you're more centered in your own little space, in your own little bubble. And that's where you like staying, and that's where you like being, and you are comfortable in that little space. And it doesn't mean that you have to be completely alone all the time. Absolutely not. You do not have to be alone all the time. For example, I don't like being alone. For the majority of the time I do, but I'm also a mother, so I absolutely love being around my kids, and I don't include them when I talk about being alone, surrounded by other people. My kids are not included because my kids go everywhere I go. I take them everywhere I go, so they don't bother me one bit. So I am not including them when I talk about being around other people. They're not included because I don't mind being around them at all, and they don't bother me at all. So even if I go on vacation, it's just me. I take my kids with me because I have a more fun time being with them than I would by myself. So there's a difference in that scenario, because I'm a mother first and foremost. So, but I'm just saying, like, just because you're an introvert doesn't mean that you love being alone all the time. At least in my case, I don't. I prefer the company of close friends that I trust and care about very much, and family, of course. Another introvert, the third one and the last example that I'm going to give you today of a famous successful person, is Emma Watson. She was also in Harry Potter as Hermione Granger, and she is a self-proclaimed introvert as well. And I just found this out. I did my research of 3 top, people that are very well known around the world that you might have not known are introverts. And I kind of noticed, because she's kind of reserved compared to other people in Hollywood, compared to other actresses and celebrities. She's very down to earth. I've noticed, I've never met her, but from what I've seen of, her interviews and how she portrays herself and how she handles everything, she kind of stays out of the spotlight as much as she can. She seems like an introvert, and I kind of guessed it just by looking at her. I think we could kind of pinpoint who is an introvert and who isn't just by how they act, how they behave, how they conduct themselves in public, and if they seek attention and things like that. Me as an introvert, I don't seek attention at all. Even if I win an award for something, I kind of stayed behind, the shadows behind. It wasn't uncomfortable for me to be on YouTube and, try to be a content creator. I love talking about things that I'm passionate about, and I wanted to share my experiences with you guys. And that is why I started this YouTube channel, to just kind of be myself and kind of talk, with people that I don't even know, just because I feel more comfortable sometimes talking to people that I don't know than talking to people that I know or that are around me. And as weird as that sound, sometimes I feel better about it, like more comfortable. So being an introvert does not have to be a limitation, and I hope that based on this video and what you've seen and what you've heard, you don't have to feel that way, and you don't have to feel bad about how you feel. If people ask you all the time, let's hang out, let's go here, let's go there, and you want to say no, there's nothing wrong with saying no, and if you're uncomfortable somewhere, like if your best friends or if you're getting to know someone, they love to be at bars or clubs or things like that, and it's just not your setting, you're not comfortable there, don't be afraid to speak your mind and say, hey, I'm not comfortable here, I'd rather go home, or I'd rather go somewhere more quiet where I'm just, there's not so many people and so many loud noises and things like that. And that's what I prefer, that's my setting. Don't be afraid to speak up your mind, and don't be embarrassed of who you are and what you feel. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more I am planning on making a series about everything introvert, and my channel is very broad and very open to different topics. I talk about everything that I could possibly talk about. So if you're interested in this type of contents about introverts and how to live as an introvert and introvert lifestyle and things like that, please hit the like and subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos, because I'm planning to make so much more. My channel is brand new. I just started in 2024, at least with this one, and I just want to bring what I feel and what I have been through to you guys, so you guys could kind of share things too, and we're a community here. So If you're interested in this and much more topics that we could discuss and talk about, please let me know, and also subscribe to my channel so I can continue to make these videos and to motivate me, because I'm very excited, and it's a new chapter for me because I'm starting this new. So I hope you enjoy it, and like I said, I'm planning on making a series, and I hope that you are around to see it. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye, us.